You're sitting there just doing your thing, maybe watching TV, maybe scrolling your phone, and your cat walks in, looks directly at you, and just stares. You probably laughed it off, or looked away first. But here's what nobody tells you. In that exact moment, your cat's brain was doing something so specific, so deliberate, that neuroscientists who study animal cognition are genuinely surprised it happens at all. Because cats aren't supposed to do this. Not according to everything we thought we knew about them. And the moment I tell you what's actually happening inside that little brain when they look at you, you're never going to see your cat the same way again. If you've ever loved a cat, you already know the feeling. That quiet moment when they curl up next to you and something inside you just softens. Like the world got a little smaller and a little safer at the same time. You didn't need science to tell you that your cat is special. You felt it. But what if the science is finally catching up to what you already knew in your chest? What if your cat has been telling you something every single day, and you just didn't have the translation? That's exactly what this Feeks video is about. We're going to go section by section through what researchers have discovered about the feline brain, the feline heart, and the invisible emotional language your cat has been speaking to you since the day you met. Stay until the end. Because the last thing I'm going to share with you is the part that made me stop and just sit with my cat for a while. You're going to want to stay for that. You know that moment when you're in the kitchen and you can just feel eyes on you? You turn around. No one else is in the room, but your cat is sitting in the doorway, completely still, watching you like you're the most important thing they've ever seen. Most people assume cats stare because they're bored, or territorial, or plotting something because that's the joke we all make. But researchers at Portsmouth University discovered something in 2020 that rewrote the conversation entirely. They found that when your cat looks at you and then slowly blinks those heavy, lazy, half-closed eyes, they are doing something that in the animal kingdom is almost exclusively reserved for moments of deep emotional safety. It's not boredom. It's not blankness. It's trust made visible, the low blink, which scientists now call the cat smile, activates in cats during moments of low threat and high comfort. It's a neurological signal that says, I am safe, I am at peace, and you are the reason why. And here's the part that stops people cold. When the researchers slow blinked back at the cats approached the humans more. They were more willing to be close, more willing to engage. Your cat isn't just staring at you. They're waiting for you to say it back. So the next time your cat locks eyes with you across the room, try it. Slow blink. Hold it a second. Let your eyes soften. Watch what happens. Because what happens next in a cat's brain when you respond to them, that's where it gets even more surprising. Cats were studied for decades as solitary, emotionally detached creatures. The scientific community largely agreed. Cats tolerate humans. They don't bond with them, not the way dogs do. Not with real emotional depth. Then a team at Oregon State University ran a study that flipped all of that. They put cats in an unfamiliar room. Then they brought in a stranger. Then they brought in the cat's owner. And what they measured was something called a secure base EF. In fact, the same psychological marker used to study for infant their mothers. The cats with their owners. They explored more freely. They were calmer. They returned to their owner between explorations, the same way a toddler returns to their mother before running back out to play. When the owner left the room, the cats became visibly distressed. Their behavior shifted. They froze more. They explored less. This is not the behavior of an animal that merely tolerates you. This is attachment. This is bonding. This is your cat's brain treating you the way a child treats a parent, as a safe place in an uncertain world. Inside a cat's brain, when you enter the room, there is measurable neurological change. Their stress hormone levels, cortisol, drop. Their oxytocin levels, the bonding hormone, the love chemical, rise. Your presence literally changes their brain chemistry. Think about that for a second. You walk in the front door after a long day, and without a word, without even touching them, your cat's brain starts producing the chemical that humans associate with love and connection. You are not just their owner, you are their anchor. And the way that anchor was built, the invisible history between you, is something most cat owners never fully understand. Here's something almost no one talks about. Adult cats, living in the wild or in feral colonies, almost never meow at each other. Meowing, that sound your cat makes when they want food or attention. Or just to tell you something is something cats developed almost exclusively to communicate with humans. Think about how remarkable that is. Your cat invented a language for you, not for other cats. Not to survive in the wild, specifically, uniquely, for the purpose of being understood by the people they love. Dr. John Bradshaw, one of the world's leading cat behaviorists, spent years studying this. He found that domestic cats essentially treat adult humans the way they would treat their own mothers, with a kind of ongoing, never quite finished kitten energy that never gets switched off. When your cat brings you something, a toy, a piece of string, occasionally something far less pleasant from outside, they're not showing off. They're not being weird. They're doing what cats do for the beings they care for most deeply. They're sharing resources with you. They're treating you as part of their family in the most ancient, most instinctive way they know how. Your cat learned to love you by making you their whole world and then finding ways to tell you that they did. And most of us miss it entirely because we're not fluent in them yet. So let me teach you a few more words. Your cat jumps onto your lap when you're crying. Not every time, but sometimes, right when you needed it. You probably called it coincidence. It isn't. Cats are extraordinarily sensitive to human emotional states. Studies using heart rate monitors have shown that cats respond to elevated human stress, faster breathing, higher body temperature, shifts in posture with increased contact-seeking behavior. In plain language, when you're sad, your cat feels it, and they come to find you. They can't fix it. They don't have words. But they show up anyway and press their warm little body against yours. And somehow, that does something real. There's more. When your cat headbutts you, that strange little gesture where they push their forehead against your hand or your face, they are marking you with scent glands located on their head. They are, quite literally, claiming you, not as a possession, as someone, thing precious, something worth protecting, something they want to carry their scent into the world. When your cat needs you, that rhythmic pressing of their paws, the thing that can hurt a little when they do it on your stomach, that behavior originates from kittenhood. Kittens need their mothers during nursing to stimulate milk flow. It is one of the earliest, most primal associations with warmth and safety and love. When your adult cat needs you, they are accessing a feeling so deep it predates language and reason. They are, in their body's oldest memory, feeling completely at home. And here's the thing, they don't do this with everyone. They do it with you. If you're watching this and you're realizing, my cat does all of this, hit subscribe for a second. Not because of algorithms or metrics, but because this channel exists for people who love animals the way you clearly do. And there's so much more coming that you're going to want to see. Here's a question that sounds simple but gets complicated fast. Does your cat actually remember you? Not just recognize you, but remember? Like if you went away for a month, would they know when you came back? The answer is yes. And the depth of it might surprise you. Cats have what scientists call episodic-like memory. They don't just remember facts. They remember experiences, context, emotion. Specifically, cats have been shown to remember the emotional quality of their interactions with humans, whether those interactions felt safe or frightening, warm or cold. What this means is that every quiet moment you spent with your cat mattered. Every time you sat with them without demanding anything, every soft word, every time you let them come to you instead of grabbing for them. Your cat filed all of that away. Research from Kyoto University in Japan showed that cats remember the location of hidden food up to 15 minutes after seeing it placed there. But more importantly, cats showed long-term behavioral memory of human interactions. Cats, who had previously experienced gentle, positive handling, consistently responded to new gentle humans with more openness and trust. Your cat didn't just get lucky to end up with you. They adapted to you. They learned the specific shape of your kindness, and they kept it. There's one more thing about your cat's memory that I want you to know. It's the most surprising find. NG in this entire video. For a long time, researchers assumed that animals like cats operated primarily on instinct and immediate need. Hungry? Seek food. Threatened? Hide or fight. Tired? Sleep. No deeper emotional life. No longing. No missing people. But a series of studies on domestic cat behavior during extended owner absences produced data that nobody quite expected. When owners were gone for longer periods, cats showed increased resting near the owner's belongings. They spent more time in the owner's chair, on the owner's side of the bed, near clothing that carried the owner's scent. They were seeking comfort in the closest thing they had to you. They were, in the most honest reading of the data, missing you. And when the owner returned, not just any human, but specifically, the owner, the greeting behavior was measurably different. More vocalizing, more physical contact seeking, more of those slow blinks. The reunion activated something. Not habit, not mere recognition. Something that looks a lot like relief. Your cat, with that strange little walnut-sized brain processing the world through whiskers and instinct and millions of years of evolution, carries something inside them that acts remarkably like love. And it's pointed at you. We started this video with your cat staring at you. That quiet, unblinking gaze that you probably laughed off or looked away from. Now you know what was happening in that moment. A brain washed in oxytocin. A creature that invented a language just to reach you. An animal that remembers the shape of your kindness and misses you in your absence, and slow blinks at you because something ancient and wordless inside them decided that you are safe. That is not coincidence. That is not instinct in the simple way we used to use that word. That is connection, built over time by both of you in the small, quiet moments that felt like nothing at the time. Your cat chose you. Every single day, in every behavior we talked about today, they keep choosing you. And I think that's worth knowing. I want to ask you one thing before you go. Think about one specific moment with your cat, one small, ordinary moment that feels different now that you've watched this. Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want to go deeper, if you want to understand more about the hidden emotional world your cat lives in, the next 6. Dio is going to show you what your cat's body language is actually saying when they think you're not watching. You're going to want to see that one. Thank you for loving your cat the way you clearly do. They feel it. I promise you they feel it.